Okay, my soup is blended and now we're ready for step 4, and as I mentioned, this is the fun part because this is where you get to season it and add the pizzazz to the soup that's going to make it really taste really well. Now, one thing is you might taste it just plain because if you're using a flavorful broth, it can be pretty darn good just that way that it is right now. But you might also want to add some other things to it. And speaking of that, really what we should do first is, unless you've used a broth with a lot of sodium in it, you're going to want to add at least some salt and pepper. I'm grinding in some Himalayan salt there and some black pepper here. And so, try it plain, then put the salt and pepper in and see what you think then. And yet, if you still want a little more pizzazz, this is where you can have some fun. What I have here is a tasting bowl. And what you're going to want to do is go ahead and put just a little bit in your tasting bowl. And this is still hot because I've just gotten it from the stovetop. If it's not, you might want to warm it up first before you put any spices in. Now, we run a nonprofit that's dedicated to preserving our health and helping us be healthier individuals in our country. And so we have a sponsor that's called Savory Spice, and they provide us with wonderful spices. And what I'm showing you here are some spice blends. And that's where the pros at Savory Spice have blended together a number of spices that make just really tasty combinations. And I know that over the years I've worked with so many people, and a lot of people feel a little unconfident and not really comfortable putting together spices. Well, for you and for me, and for anybody really, but especially if you're uncomfortable, these spice blends are perfect because they know how to put them together. So I suggest try to get a hold of some of these. They're online, their stores are all over. Try to get some of theirs and give them a try because they're so much fun and they're so easy. You just dump them into the soup. But before I would dump them into the whole thing, this is why we have our tasting bowl. And we'll go ahead and we'll put in just a little bit and stir it in. And then you'll go ahead, kind of a little chunk came out of there because I want to try just a little bit at a time. You don't want to put too much in at any one time. And let's see, I'll stir that together, and I think I forgot to grab a spoon, so I'll grab one now. And so then you'll go ahead and just give that a taste and see what you think. Now what I just put in was the Thai green curry, which I absolutely love. And so, yes, I think it's fine, but I knew I liked this. When I'm tasting it, I'd go, ooh, it needs a little more salt. So I would put in some more salt or maybe a little fish sauce, which would stick with the Thai theme on that. Maybe a little lime juice. Some couple of other ones that you can try besides the Thai green curry is tarragon shallot citrus seasoning, Rogan Josh, Vietnamese sweet lemon curry. Now the Rogan Josh, I actually haven't tried that yet. But one of the fun things about cooking is how, experimenting is the fun. And with a soup like this, it kind of gives you a good blank canvas to try these things out and see, wow, I like that. You get some new things into your diet. And you don't have to worry about ruining the whole thing because first you're tasting it in your testing bowl to make sure that you like it. And if you don't, you've only ruined a small part and you can just eat that up. But once you find a spice blend that you like, then you can go ahead and mix it into your soup, small amounts at a time to make sure that you're not getting too much of it in. And then if you have time, I would reheat it again, let it cook just a bit, maybe 3-4 minutes so that those flavors can meld. And then, eat it as is, or, the final piece de resistance is to add a little bit of fat. Maybe it's coconut oil if it's a Mediterranean or Asian sort of dish, or maybe a little bit of butter, no more than a tablespoon. And then, and take it off heat to do that. Stir it in, whisk it in, and that will give your soup a nice velvety feel. You can even use something like a vegan butter, or you can use olive oil, things like that. The coconut oil and real butter are the ones with really good flavor though. And then finally, if you want, put a little citrus in. You'll be amazed at what a difference that can make. Real lemon, real lime, if you don't have those. I get this great bottled lemon juice. It's just pure lemon juice, pure lime juice. They have lime and lemon, and you can put just a little dab of that in. But again, put it on in your bowl. Try just a little bit and see if you like that. And then if you do, you can add just a little bit more. But do that off heat as well as the fat. Add those both off heat. So there you have it. There's your wonderful Waste Not, Want Not soup. I'm so glad you joined me today, and can I encourage you to try this at home, and I hope that you'll feel good about feeding your body well, taking care of the earth well, and saving money at the same time. Thank you so much for joining me, and it's Mary Rogers, Healthy Kitchen Companion.